Good morning, boys and girls. Today we will complete today and yesterday's math in our math lesson. Since yesterday's math lesson, I accidentally had my headset muted, boys and girls, and there was no way you could hear the sound. So, um, doesn't really do you any good just watching. I will I will do both. We're going to work with both combinations of 4, 5, 6, and 7 today. Um, Basically, what that means is we're going to break all of these numbers into two parts and see how many different ways we can break them into two parts. You will need both cube sticks. You can also use those little red and yellow coin counters, the circles that are red on one side and yellow on the other side. You only need 10 of those if you decide to use 10. Those, you can use those. If you have them, some of you may have marbles or those little flat gems laying around the house. If you have 10 of each color, you can use these as well. But you're going to need 10 in one color and 10 in another color, just like I have 10 in one color and 10 in another color for the cubes. You will need that. So let's get started. We're going to start with 4. So um, I'm going to start with the green. I have two different color markers here. I have a green marker. I have a have an orange marker. These are the two colors I'm choosing to work with. It does not matter what two colors you choose to work with as long as you have two different colors. So, the number we're going to start with is 4. 4. 4 is what we are going to consider our whole. Remember this, the number bond? 4 is our whole. Now, let's look at my 4 green cubes. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So not only is my whole 4, but one of my parts is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. Now, if I have 4 green cubes and I can only have 4 cubes in this jar, or marbles in this jar, then I cannot fit anything else. My other part is going to be a 0. But let's look and see what happens when I take my whole number. I take a part off. I'm going to take 1 off, add 1. So now I don't have 4 and 0 anymore. I have 3 and 1. So I'm actually going to come back here. I'm going to erase the parts on my number bond. And I'm going to write 3 and 1. I don't have 4 and 0. I have 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. And we also had, of course, 4 plus 0 is 4. Now, what do you think will happen when I take the green cube off and put another orange cube there? How many do I have now? 2 and 2. So we're going to change everything on our board to reflect 2 and 2. I have to change my number bond to say 2 and 2. I have to change this one. I I can't have more than 4, so I'm going to have to switch one color out. Now I'm showing 2 and 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. All right, and if I continue to do this, if I continue to take one green one out and put an orange one, I have 3 and 1 again. And of course, we already have where we said that the parts were 3 and 1. So we don't need to continue. We know that there are 3 ways to break apart 4. 1, 2, 3. Because I could switch them and say 1 plus 3 is 4, but that's literally exactly the same thing as 3 plus 1 is 4. So we don't want to do that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change our whole number. I'm going to erase everything but the number bond. I will leave my number bond, but I'm going to erase everything in the jar. Now I'm going to say that my marble can or is going to fit 5 cubes. That's my hole. How many marbles could be green? How many marbles could be orange? Let's look and see if we can figure that out. We'll start with green again. And of course, if I can have 5 in the jar, then I'm going to start with 5 cubes of one color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. So I can have 5 green, but that's all my marbles that I can have if I can only have 5 in there. Here's 5, look. 5, so I can have 5 green, but I can not have any orange because I cannot fit any more in there. So 5 plus 0 is 5. Now I'm going to switch. I'm going to take one green marble out and change it to my other color, which is orange. So one green marble goes out, or one green cube goes off, one orange on. See? Now look at it. You can tell. You could probably just subbatize and tell what this is. 4 and 1. So 4 and 1. And then if you keep changing them, I now have 3 and 2. 3 and 2 is 5. But if I keep going, now I have 2 and 3 or 3 and 2 again. My parts didn't change. It doesn't matter if I put 2 here and 3 there. It's still 3 plus 2 or 2 plus 3. So we have 1, 2, 3 ways we have just broken apart 5. Let's continue. I will erase everything except for the number bond. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to change that number at the top from 5 to 6. Now my jar can fit 6 marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, I'm going to start with the same color, 6 and 0. Let's take a look. I have 6 green marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 0 equals 6. All right. If I take one out, put one of the other color in, I have to change it. Now I have 1 plus 5 equals 6. 1 and 5. And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to take one out. Take one green out, replace it with an orange. 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 6. I will change my number bond to reflect it. 2 and 4. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 and 3. Now, again, I'm at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. We've already represented that with 2 and 4. So we can stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 ways that we could break apart 6. Let's move on to 7. And I know this video is getting a little long, but I am trying to cover 2 days worth of work here. And you can pause it at any point, play with your cubes, mess around with the numbers, do what you need to do. We'll stop at 7 today. 7 is going to be our whole number. So I'm going to erase everything from the board except for my number bond. And I'm going to start fresh with 7. I can only fit 7 in the jar now. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 0 and 7. 7 plus 0 equals 7. Now, take 1 out, put 1 in. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Take 1 out, put 1 in. That's the other color. 1, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 7. 2 and 5. 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 plus 5 equals 7. All right, let's take a green one out, put an orange one in. Now I have, looks like I have 3, 1, 2, 3 orange cubes, and 1, 2, 3, 4 green cubes. So I'm going to change my numbers to 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is 7. Now, when I go to take a new green off and put an orange green on, or I put a new orange marble in the jar, I have 4 oranges, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 greens, 1, 2, 3. So I already have 3 plus 4. No need to write 4 plus 3. I have just come up with, sorry about the glare, 1, 2, 3, 4 ways I can break apart or decompose this number 7. Tomorrow we will work with numbers 8 and 9, and we will be back on track again. I will be putting some printable work with number bonds and just kind of playing around with these numbers in the work folder so you can get some extra practice in. Also, don't forget about your story problems. The story problems this week go right along with breaking apart these numbers. And I will see you guys again soon. Goodbye, everyone.